What's up, everybody? This is Dayfri, and you are watching the Wizards D.G. Deep Dive. Who's that?
That's you.
That's me? How'd you get that?
That's baby Dayfri.
Wow, look at me, man. I don't think I've ever actually seen that picture before. So you've seen it before I have. What was I wearing? A little sweater vest? Look, he has some drip though.
So what was Kid Ryan like?
Kid Ryan, man, I don't even know. I think I was just like happy-go-lucky all the time. I didn't really have like, I feel like when you're a kid, you don't really have any worries in the world, so I was just kind of like that, man. I love baseball, I love, all sports. I really loved football when I was a kid. I remember I used to just watch SportsCenter. I'd wake up every morning, especially on Saturday morning if I didn't have school, and I would just watch SportsCenter for 3 hours straight just because I wanted to know everybody on every baseball team, every football team. I thought it was like so interesting to me, so that was like kind of how it was.
Go to the next picture. Next picture.
Oh, dude, I remember this. Look at me, bro. What was I doing? Look at that smile. I think I smiled like that because it was so bright outside. That was at, we were at Richland Chambers Lake. We caught 82 fish that day. And that low-key ruined my fishing experience, though, because I thought fishing was supposed to be like that every time. I just remember whenever I went fishing again, like, with my pops, and we didn't catch anything in the first, 2 hours, I was like, I wanted to go home. I was bored. So, yeah, I think that kind of ruined my fishing experience as a kid.
Nice, man. All right, well, let's go to the next picture.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Dude, this one, I thought this one was burned away. I had my shirt tucked into the front of my pants. I thought that was so cool. So I think I was in 7th grade when I did this. I think I was 7th grade. And I used to show pigs, I think in 6th grade. And like I had like pigs that were really, really good. This year I actually showed a heifer and 2 pigs. And so like I had like no free time, dude. It was like, I was taking care of animals and like, I appreciated it for the time being, but yeah, I didn't show animals after that year. And the reason why is because that heifer was so mean, dude. Oh my goodness. I remember one time I was feeding it, kicked the hell out of me when I went to go feed it, just out of nowhere, dude. And when you're a kid, 6th, 7th grade, you start crying. I run it out to my mom, like, oh my God, it kicked me, like all this stuff. So like, yeah, dude, it was a different time, man. It was like, it kind of molded me who I was, and I appreciated like, people that I met through all that, and it was fun, dude, honestly.
All right, man, I think go to the next one.
Wow, look at that. That was, I can't remember how old I was, but I was on, the team was called the Slammers. We were called the Texas Slammers. That team was probably the most rewarding team I ever played on because we were so bad when we started. We used to just get smoked, man. Like smoked. Couldn't win a tournament. Basically, we won a tournament against a team that we probably had no shot to beat them. They had a kid that was like, I think we were like 12 years old, maybe 10 or 11, 13. I don't remember how old we were. They had a kid that was like 6'2" and just throwing gas, and like we beat him. Like we actually got some hits off of him, and it was big. And we won like 6-3. There's actually a picture that I remember we have of that. That was really cool. I started playing before I can remember, dude. Honestly, I think like I played t-ball when I was like 5 or 6, but I can't really remember too much with t-ball. Like I remember I used to just play outfield and I wasn't no good. Like, because when you play outfield and t-ball, means you're probably one of the worst players. But I was really bad, and I got better as it got on. I think that's why I appreciated baseball so much, was I wasn't like the best player right off the bat. I wasn't just naturally gifted. Like I had to like work for it. You had to have a short-term memory whenever it came to baseball. You had to like let stuff go, and I think that helped me a lot, like growing up.
All right, man. I think let's go to the next picture.
Oh man, look at that haircut. What was I thinking? I got my sideburns pulled out. I got bangs, but yeah, that was my obviously that was my senior year photos. Obviously, you can see by the haircut it was an interesting year. I have flow in the back, my sideburns are pulled up. I have my hair is like, I don't even know what I was thinking, but yeah, that was my senior year.
Yeah,
that was 7 years ago, man.
Let's go to the next photo.
Wow, look at that guy. Yeah, that was at Laterno. That was at I was at college. I was at university. The best thing I can tell you about being a catcher, man, was like you're the only player on the field. I remember I had an old coach. I wouldn't even say he was a coach. He was an old man that just like loved baseball, and like he was asking me one day. He's like, "Hey, man, like what do you have that everybody else doesn't on the field? At catcher?" And I was like, "Oh, like you call stuff out more than anybody." I named off a bunch of stuff. He's like, "Oh, that's all true." He's like, "But nah." He's like, "What do you have?" And I couldn't answer the question. He's like, "You're the only player on the field that can see the whole field. everybody's looking at you. That's kind of how life is, man. You got to see it for, you know, more than just yourself. It was everything. And I think that was like the big thing I learned from catching. And the thing I loved about catching too was like, you know, you could talk to the batter. That's where my trash talk came from. I would like, you know, oh, your shoe's untied or like whatever. I would just be chatting or whatever. And like if the pitcher like spiked the ball, like if he threw it in the dirt, we'd be like, get him a shovel. He's digging for worms. Like we would just say stupid stuff like that, just to like, you know, little stuff like that. Or like if he threw it over the catcher's head or like threw it to the backside, like get him a bucket. He's throwing up. Like it's like, oh man, it was just, we had little stuff like that. And I miss that stuff, man. It was funny. It was good. And, you know, it was just, you know, baseball was a hell of a time, dude, honestly. It taught me a lot about myself. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that guy. That was season 1. Like, if I didn't have my family, dude, I don't know what I would do, honestly. Because, like, if it wasn't for them, man, I don't know what I would be doing, honestly. I just remember, like, having them growing up was just so big. And I don't even, like, now looking back, I can appreciate it. But, like, I wish I would appreciate it a little bit more now. Or when I was younger than I did now. But, like, yeah, man, they're great people, man. I love them so bad.
All right, next picture.
Look at this picture. This was season 1. I don't even remember what game that was, man. Look at my hair, too, dude. Oh, my goodness gracious. The beard wasn't even full yet. That guy is an idiot. That guy doesn't know no better. But nah, that guy right there, man, that was my first year in the league. I mean, dude, honestly, that was the first year that I was really, like, getting into it. And, like, I don't know, I thought it was so cool, like the trash talk side of it, and I just love like trash talking with people. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So yeah, dude, that was really, really fun. So like how I got into the league was a little bit different. I was playing college baseball at Laterno in East Texas. I was out there and tore my ACL at Sol Ross, which is in West Texas. And when I came back and I was just like, you know, sitting there on my bed and I was thinking about everything, I just picked up 2K like in my free time, like again, just to kind of play, to pass time, like just to get my mind off of like, you know, what I needed to do. And I was just doing rehab like on my knee and 2K, and I got really, really good at it. And it was kind of like perfect timing though, because they announced the league probably 2 months after I tore my ACL. So I was like, man, I might as well go for it. Like if I don't get it, I don't get it. It's not a huge deal, like whatever. Before I could do all that, my dad was just not like, going for it. He's like, man, this sounds like a hoax, sounds like a fraud. Like you need to go back to school, get your degree, whatever. Basically being a regular dad. And I remember I asked him, I was like, hey man, can you give me 2 months? Because like the combine, I think it lasted like 2.5 months or 2 months kind of. I was like, give me 2 months. I was like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I'll never touch 2K again. And basically I went for it. And it worked out, man. Honestly, it just worked out. I got really, really good at it, and I just kind of went for it. And yeah, man, I got drafted to my hometown team for the Mavs the first year, so that was really, really cool. Man, I've grown a lot. I've grown more than I could ever imagine, honestly. Like, I think that's the part of life, though. You're always growing. I think once you stop growing, that's the problem. And back then, like, I wasn't who I was now. Like, I wasn't like this big. I mean, I was a big personality, but I didn't use it in the right way. I think I was more like worried about everybody else's perception of like what they thought of me as a 2K player instead of just being me. And that helped me a lot. Like going into season 3, I kind of just worried about me and my team instead of everything else. And I think that was the big reason why we had so much success in season 3 and even season 4 and even now.
Next question.
Look at that guy. And Kobe was rough on us, wasn't it? It's bad.
Well, what's the good part about the picture?
Yeah, good part, obviously, we won the chip. I'm just looking at myself like, man, how did I let myself get like that? But no, obviously, that was like probably the most rewarding thing in my life was when we won that season 3 championship because, we beat some good teams on the way. Like, we beat the Raptors, who were 16-0. The Kings were really good that year. They had one of the best defenses with, like, Shots, Raph, Bash on that team, Seam, Kobe Yusuf. Like, that team is really, really good. Then we beat obviously the Warriors in the finals. I think that was like just a testament to like our resilience as a team that year because like we had a bunch of rookies. We had Jack was a rookie that year, Ak was a rookie that year. Deanie wasn't a rookie, but he was new to the team, and then Brandon. And it was just me and Reese from the team before, and like the fact that we like got chemistry that fast and like bought into each other that fast is like a testament to everybody. Like we had a great group of guys like that just brought the best out of everybody. And man, that was, I just remember walking into Capital One, because I think COVID year was crazy. There was, you couldn't do anything. We walked into Capital One, we had Capital One for one night where we could just walk in and, you see behind us the Jumbotron with us on it, we were champions. That was really, really cool, man. That was great. Man, look at these guys. Look at Bron. Oh my goodness, I love Bron. Yeah, man, that second one was good. We got to go home. We got to be in Dallas to go home. We got to be in Dallas, and I brought all the guys out to my family's house, and like they got to meet my family, and like my dad cooked out for everybody, and I really appreciated that. Like it was like really nice. I felt like the family vibe, and you know, some of those guys, man, like I said, I mean, I can't even say some of them. All those guys, they know if they need something, they can call me anytime, talk about anything. Like I love those guys, man. That was a hell of a time, dude. We really ran the table twice, and that was really cool. Thanks for watching the Wizards D.G Deep Dive. We'll see y'all guys next time.